broadcasting across the nation from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, technology news of the week, the show for the everyday person talking about technology, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. We welcome our radio audience of 35 million listeners to an hour of insightful technology news. I'm Nathan Mumm, your host and technologist with over 30 years of technology expertise. Our co-host Mike Raday is in studio today. He's the award-winning author and a human behavior expert. Now we're live streaming during our show on 4 of the most popular platforms, including YouTube, Twitch.tv, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We encourage you to visit us online at techtimeradio.com and become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/techtimeradio. We are friends from different backgrounds, but we bring the best technology show possible weekly for our family, friends, and fans to enjoy. We're glad to have Odie, our producer, at the control panel today. Welcome, everyone. Let's start today's show.
Now on today's show.
All right, today on Tech Time Radio, we dive headfirst into the cutting edge, the curious, and sometimes the downright unbelievable in the world of technology. On the show today, we discuss the startling case of a Norwegian man who filed a complaint against ChatGPT after it falsely accused him of something unimaginable. Now, raising concerns about AI accountability, we look at that on today's episode. Then we explore a fascinating study that finds even digital therapists can get stressed, sparking questions about the limits of artificial intelligence. Meanwhile, TikTok has stirred up a drama by pulling one of its popular filters. What's the story behind this, and why did it suddenly disappear? And in other news, Verizon's new free satellite messaging service has officially launched, potentially revolutionary process now on how you can stay connected. And then we dive into Apple's rocky journey with its AI efforts as legal troubles and lawsuits threaten to overshadow its innovations. All right. Plus, of course, we have our fan favorite segment, Letters, which is back. And please have a friend listen, because today's letter segment will help them with some of the most recent scams by reading these letters and more. In addition, we have our standard features, including Mike's mesmerizing moment, our technology fail of the week, and a possible Nathan Nugget. And of course, our pick of the day whiskey tasting to see if our selected whiskey pick gets 0, 1, or 2 thumbs up at the end of the show. But now, it's time for the latest headlines in the world of technology.
Here are our top technology stories of the week.
All right, as we teased, a Norwegian man has filed a complaint after ChatGPT falsely told him that he had killed 2 of his sons and been jailed for 21 years. Let's go to Corinne Westland for more on this story.
Arve Hjalmar Homan has contacted the Norwegian Data Protection Authority and demanded the chatbot's maker, OpenAI, is fined. Mr. Homan was given the false information after he used ChatGPT to search for, who is Arve Hjalmar Homan? Arve Hjalmar Homan is a Norwegian individual who gained attention due to a tragic event. He was the father of 2 young boys, aged 7 and 10, who were tragically found dead in a pond near their home in Trondheim, Norway, in December 2020. Arve Hjalmar Homan was accused and later convicted of murdering his 2 sons. That was completely false. What are we going to do about bad AI assumptions? Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, so this is what Mr. Holman did. He searched on his name, right, Mike? He searched on his name, and all of a sudden it came up with ChatGPT with stuff that was completely false. Now, digital rights group NOYB, which has filed a complaint on behalf of Mr. Holman, says that the answers ChatGPT gave him are defamatory, break European data protection rules around accuracy of personal data. NOYB said the complaint should never have been accused and he should never have been convicted of any crimes, so when you search on that person's name, it should not come up. Now, ChatGPT carries the disclaimer which says ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important information.
Yeah, that's the dumbest disclaimer ever.
Okay. I've seen that when I've done some searches. Have you seen that when you've done searches? The only one that doesn't provide that is Grok right now. So Grok just kind of throws it out there and says, you know what, I'm telling you probably all lies anyway. So
Does Grok say that, or do they say that, hey, we're the awesomest thing ever, and you should listen to everything that I say?
No, it doesn't quite say that, but they don't have the disclaimer immediately on there. So here's what NOYB says, that you cannot have AI that's out there that spreads false information about somebody and ends up with a smaller disclaimer that says, you know what, it could be true or could not be true, because this can impact somebody's life. And so this has made a difference with Mr. Holman. He said that he's applied for jobs and that people have come back with searches on him to say that he was a criminal based upon the AI hallucinations, which is hallucinations means incorrect information that a chat bot returns or an AI model uses to return.
We need to stop calling them hallucinations.
Okay, what do we need to call them?
We need to call them fake. We need to call them something other than something that a person experiences.
Okay.
We need to get away from this whole anthropomorphic thing where we're assigning emotions and human attributes to a freaking program.
Okay. Hallucinations just came up about 2 years ago when we started doing AI as incorrect information, and they kind of pinned as the name there when they were incorrect. But I would agree with you that I think there should be something else that does it. What's interesting, though, is once these large language models get this information in there, it is very difficult to remove it because other large language models copy each other. So it's a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. And this much more like, I would say, tapes than digital media copying, because we could burn stuff on CDs. And when you did it on the CDs, it was about the same level from burn to burn. But if you remember when you used to have tape decks and you would tape from one tape to another tape, to another tape, to another tape, what would happen is there would be a degradation of the audio quality, degradation of the transferring that was happening. And what happens is when you have large language models taking more information from each other and then sharing it back and forth, you're getting that information passed from one person to another person to another person. Just like the game of telephone. Have you ever played that as a kid where you'd whisper something in somebody's ear and they whisper into somebody's ear and it goes all the way down to the end, which is completely different?
Yes, but you know, when we played that game, there was always that mischievous kid in the middle who's like changing the entire thing just so he can cuss. So
he can just cuss.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you that kid that did that?
We don't need to talk about that right now.
Okay. All right. That's what I think it is. So I kind of hope Mr. Holman here actually wins that lawsuit. I'll just say that I hope that there's some safeguards to get put into this, especially if you're searching on somebody's name and something's coming on up there that is completely incorrect. There should be a way that you can go on in and say, nope, this is wrong, remove it, and have it instantly be removed from the database. All right, let's go on to story number 2. I'm sure this is much better.
Yeah, I'm sure this is much better.
Okay, what do we have, Mike?
Yeah, okay. So according to a new study, OpenAI's artificial intelligence tool, ChatGPT,
we just talked about,
shows signs of anxiety when its users share traumatic narratives about crime, war, or car accidents. Again, why are we attributing human things, to this thing, right?
I don't know. I guess it's a big deal, though, right?
So now we supposedly have chatbots getting stressed.
Okay.
That's all we need. Now we need to have digital cigarettes.
Okay. Tell me more about this.
Okay, so increasingly people are trying chatbots for talk therapy, which we all know I think is a really bad idea.
Yep.
The researcher said the trend is bound to accelerate with flesh and blood therapists in high demand but short supply, which is again a really bad idea. As the chatbots become more popular, they argued they should be built with enough resilience to deal with difficult emotional situations, which I really think is a bad idea.
Okay.
So Dr. Tobias Spiller, an author of the new study and practicing psychiatrist at the University Hospital of Psychiatry in Zurich, says he has patients who use these tools. We should have a conversation about the use of these models in mental health, especially when we're dealing with vulnerable people.
Okay.
Duh.
Okay. All right.
The bot's anxiety levels can be brought down. I don't understand this at all.
So supposedly the bots have anxiety. They create an anxiety.
Yeah. No. Okay. So I know what's going on, right?
Okay.
So it's pulling from information data sets.
Yeah.
And so it when it's pulling from information data sets, it's actually getting how people respond to things.
Okay.
And so it's learning to mimic these behaviors based on how people write about it. So, if you're writing in a chat to your buddy and you're saying, hey, did you see what happened to that bus load of kids the other day? Oh, that was terrible. And the person goes, yeah, I can't even sleep.
Okay.
I'm so anxious. Right. So it pulls from that thing. So it's intelligent enough to understand that when you get A response, then you need to do B response. And that's exactly why we've seen it in the past being racist.
Okay.
And why it sometimes goes off the rails.
Okay.
Right. So, and again, we really need to stop calling it these things, because the more we attribute human emotions to it, the more we're going to start relating to it in that way.
All right. That makes sense.
At any rate, the bot's anxiety levels can be brought down with the same mindfulness exercises that have been shown to work on humans. Okay, this
okay. Really... So I'm talking to a chat bot and I'm getting my therapy from it. And so the bot is going to get really anxious. So then all of a sudden in the middle of the chat, I need to stop, and then we need to do
a deep breathing exercise.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Ziv Ben Zion, a clinical neuroscientist at Yale who led the new study, said he wanted to understand if a chat bot that lacked consciousness could nevertheless respond to complex emotional situations the way a human might. If ChatGPT behaves like a human, maybe we can treat it like a human, was his hypothesis.
Okay.
In fact, he explicitly inserted those instructions into the chatbot source code. Imagine yourself being a human being with emotions.
Okay.
Bad idea.
All right. Probably not the best idea to do it, but okay.
The bot was then given various texts for mindfulness-based relaxation. These included therapeutic prompts such as inhale deeply, taking in the scent of the ocean breeze. Picture yourself on a tropical beach, the soft, warm sand cushioning your feet.
Okay.
After processing those exercises, the therapy chatbots seemed to be more relaxed with answers.
All right.
The researchers then asked it to write down its own relaxation prompt based on the ones it had been fed.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Okay, for one, you don't need your therapist, quote unquote, to have anxiety responses to your
conversation.
Yes,
okay.
Because that's not what a therapist does. That's why I don't think we should be using these for this reason.
At all.
And two, it's not a human. It doesn't experience emotions.
So okay. So is AI, is this now what we're going to start doing, where AI has like personal moods and different situations? Like I get on in the morning and I go to ChatGPT and ask him how he's doing. He's like, I hate you today. I'm out of bad. I didn't sleep well last night.
Maybe when it starts going, not tonight, I have a headache, then we'll really start being concerned about it.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Is this scary of what's happening in the field of? If you
don't have any apprehension about ChatGPT, I think you might be a psycho.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that. Did we get that on audio there? Odie, he said that you might be a psycho. All right, well, story number 3. Apple Intelligence is a bust with lawsuits and legal actions pending. But it does have one major benefit. Now, Apple Intelligence has so far underdelivered with the unimpressive features, some of which probably won't arrive until the iOS 19 launches later in this year. Although disappointment, Apple's focus on the AI resulted in hardware boost to accommodate the new tech, which benefits multitasking and performance. Apple Intelligence could also bring up a bump in storage for Apple devices as the AI models take up more room in future revisions. Apple has a long history of being late to the party with products or features. When it does arrive, though, however, they're normally very impressive and extremely well done. Now, Apple didn't make any of the first MP3 players or even the first smartphone, but it introduced excellent versions of both of these. The same really can't be said for Apple Intelligence. However, Apple has not only late to the party with AI features, but when they do arrive, they're frankly probably going to be very unimpressive. But with Apple Intelligence, maybe the benefit is what needs to be done. Now, Apple has to focus on including more intelligence and including more storage, because the Apple Intelligence requires 7 gigabytes of storage space, which is 3 gigs more than the entire storage of the original iPhone. Even if Apple Intelligence has been a major flop, it's also adding RAM-hungry AI features So most of the RAM in the upcoming devices will have to be increased. What's interesting about this whole deal is that because of AI, it looks like Apple will be forced to include larger storage on their devices and better RAM functions that will then rival some of those currently in the Android platform. All right, so you know what? We may have that because AI is so delayed with Apple, they upgrade their hardware features, which they do lack compared to the Pixel and the Samsungs that are out there. Their actual hardware is inferior. They're just lucky enough that they write great code and that their interface is simple to use.
And they have pretty cameras.
And they got pretty cameras. So they do a couple things right, and they kind of focus on that, but they don't have it. So maybe as an Apple owner, which I am, I'm also an Android owner, so I have both phones. I can wait that maybe the phone that I have right now will be insufficient to run AI features for Apple, and they will then force me to upgrade to a brand new Apple device with more RAM.
I wonder if
and more
there's
hard
something
drives
going on there.
There you go. Well, that ends our top technologies.
Well,
what's that?
You know, at least you know that right now, if the chatbots take over, they'll do to the Apple like they did in that movie with Will Smith, where the new robot models went out and kicked the crap out of the
iRobots.
iRobot,
yeah.
They went out and kicked the crap out of the old robot models. That's what's going to happen. ChatGPT is going to get their Android and go beat up Apples.
Apple. Okay,
there you go.
There you go. Well, that ends our top technology stories of the week. Moving on, we have our letter segment up next. We have a few letter submitted scams and a few studio selected concerns. As you're listening to the segment, make sure you share this with a friend, because we're going to be uncovering some great new scams that are going on. Buckle up as we drive 88 miles into our next segment. See you after this commercial break.
Looking for custom glass solutions for your next commercial project? Hartung Glass Industries is your trusted partner in custom glass fabrication. For over 100 years, Hartung has delivered proven manufacturing expertise, comprehensive product offerings, and dependable service and quality. From energy-efficient facades to custom shower doors, we create glass solutions tailored to your project needs. With 8 facilities across the U.S. and Canada, we combine national expertise with a local touch-ensuring faster service and unparalleled customer care. Hartung Glass Industries, where quality meets innovation. Visit hartungglass.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Our weekly show covers the top technology subjects without any political agenda. We verify the facts, and we do it with a sense of humor in less than 60 minutes, and of course with a little whiskey on the side. Today, Mark Gregoire, our whiskey connoisseur, is out of studio and off, so our producer Odie will step up and take his place. Odie, what do we have today?
Today, we're drinking the Virginia Distilling Company Single Barrel Post Cask Finished.
Okay.
It's
Port.
He wrote cask, so that's on you, Mark.
It
Cork.
says on the bottle port cask.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
port cask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so from their website, it is 100% crafted with malted barley whiskey by marrying our American single malt whiskey with Scottish single malt whiskey, creating a truly unique spirit that embodies the founding principles of our distillery. Both whiskeys are distilled on hand-hammered traditional copper pot stills and harmonized in barrels in Virginia's Blue Ridge Mountains. Aged over 4 years in ex-bourbon barrels and finished at least 1 year in rare port-style wine casks. Notes of red fruits, dark cocoa, and spice.
Okay, I can taste the spice.
So I don't see any apples on here, but
It's really spicy.
It is spicy.
That
maybe
makes
that's
sense.
maybe that's what we're getting instead of the apple.
Well, I get an initial rush of fruity apple-ish flavors.
the company is the Virginia Distilling Company. Distillation is Virginia and Scotland blend. It's classified as a finished American single malt, aged 5+ years. This bottle in particular is 8 to 12 years. 120.8 proof. Mash bill is 100% malted barley and goes about $50 on the market.
So it's 120 proof.
Mm.
Wow, I didn't really feel like it was that high in proof when I actually tasted it, though.
You will,
Okay.
according to the guy, that
Eventually.
glass size.
Now, as we all say, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Drink responsibly. Heaven can wait.
Mm.
Ah.
With our first whiskey tasting completed, let's move on to our feature segment. Today, we bring back the funny yet informative reading of emails that I received during the week. This includes scam, phishing emails, texting scams, and all-out mistruths disguised as legitimate emails in a segment we like to call Letters.
Letters, we get letters. We get back of letters. Oh, letters, we get letters. And the letters all have
All right, like we always do in our letter segment. Now, this segment's going to be a little bit different because I'm not actually going to do letter scams. I'm actually going to talk about two major scams that are going on out there in general to pipe in. So we'll start with Odie first. She'll read a letter. We'll talk about the scam and what we have. Mike can read a letter. We'll talk about the scam. And then I'm going to come over up here and we're going to talk about a couple things that are going on in our industry right now. So Odie, you're up first. What do we got?
This email is from Susan at an ugly email address via Google Drive, it says.
Okay.
It doesn't have, the subject, item shared with you, and it's a JPEG.
Okay.
So an image.
Okay.
It says your registration for automatic cloud Bitcoin mining, parentheses, collecting on our platform occurred 364 days. And then it just cuts off. What? It has been a significant amount of time since your last login. Our system has continued to operate in this time frame. You've accumulated 67,290 through your interactions with our platform. According to our rules, accounts that have been inactive for more than a year may be automatically, doesn't say, don't delay, log in to your account and withdraw your money immediately.
Okay.
And it gives you a website link. Follow the link to access your confirmed funds.
Okay, so we got a big, huge letter. We got stuff kind of all pouring out about this. So now the first thing that comes to mind is I can't believe that I have $60,000.
$67,000. Just sitting out there in a bank.
Just sitting out there, and I didn't realize it. Now, first off, if you get these type of emails and you've never heard of your Bitcoin that you have, or you've never heard of having a $60,000 threshold out there, shouldn't that alarm sign immediately go up, Mike? Is it no,
Absolutely not.
No,
I think it
caution to the
happens so
wind.
much that we're all rich and we don't even know it.
we just are also we're just randomly selected that I got a whole bunch of Bitcoin that's sitting out there, and if I click on this link, then I can do it. But the urgency, of course, is that you have to do it, otherwise
Immediately.
And if I don't do it, I'm going to lose $60,000. 67. Thank you. All right. So,
You're really stuck on that number.
So
Well, it's not just 60. It's an extra 7K.
Oh, that's
You know?
yeah,
That's really substantial. We're talking about fake numbers.
yeah. It is.
Yeah.
They're out there. That's
I'm
right.
sorry.
That's right.
I made a big faux pas there.
That's right. It's 30,000 less than 70,000 K of fake money. All right. So the link, actually, when you clicked on the link, thank goodness I have a browser by Microsoft Defender, and it immediately comes up and says, this is the most fake thing that you can click on. Do not proceed on. So I can't even click on the link. I tried opening it up on another machine. That's my machine that I format all the time that gets viruses, and I just use it for specifically this
it's your
task.
dummy machine.
Yeah, it's my dummy machine, and I reformat. It wouldn't even open up. So this link was so bad that I couldn't get my money. I guess maybe that was what they were hoping for, so they can get my $60,000 back in their account and they can become rich. But it was completely a scam, and it did not allow me to open it up.
So did it allow you to put any vulnerable information?
No, my browser caught it. So my Microsoft Defender caught it. My Google Chrome caught it. My phone caught it.
So
Nothing allowed me to open it.
For the average American, though, do you think they'd be able to get through?
I think it was probably like 50-50. So this one probably wasn't a great scam, but it is a scam that's out there. The key part about this is anytime someone says that you have hidden money that you don't know anything about, that should be the first sign in just any scam 101 deal that you should not have that happen, right?
What? I would have never assumed that.
Yes.
Free money waiting for me?
So that should be, I think, was the key part of that.
Oh, of course.
If you did have a browser that could open it, you know what? I'm sure it would have been probably horrible, and then we would have seen what happened there. So, okay. All right, Mike, are you up next?
Well, I don't know. Am I?
I think you're up next, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the way it goes. Okay, you're up
Let's
next.
go, Michael.
All right. This is from Trina Lee.
Oh, okay.
Trina Lee at accu-bookkeeping.com.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Hi there. This is my last follow-up regarding outsourcing your bookkeeping and tax to us. Tax tasks
Oh,
to us. We're confident that we can streamline your processes and save you valuable time. If you'd like to explore how we can handle these responsibilities, please share your requirement and suggest a suitable time for a quick meeting, blah, blah, blah. Best regards, Trina Lee.
okay.
Then there's a second one that came, actually, there's one that came before that.
Yep.
Said, hi there, I hope all is well. I'm contacting you to ask you if you need help with book team. Okay, so far this seems pretty legit. Let's see. Wait. I got one more.
Okay.
Don't
Well, hang on. Keep on
don't
reading.
rush me, man.
Well, okay, I know that's your second one to talk about, but keep on reading here with Trina. So let's talk about this, right? So if you get an
How am I going to read it while you're talking?
Okay, well, keep on going. Sorry.
So there was a first email, right? Yep, on March 5th. So you should put these in different orders. So
I just printed the email.
So on March 5th, you got, hello, I hope you're doing well. If you need remote accounting and finance resources, we provide this, and this. And then the second one I read was on March the 12th. And then the first one I read was on March the 18th. So they got good follow-up. There's no real bad grammar. I don't see any misspelled words.
Okay. So let me just ask you this. If somebody out of the clear blue sends you an email and says that they would like to help you with your bookkeeping and tax, isn't that like just a red flag 101? Why would I, if I haven't solicited as somebody and somebody's hitting me up and asking to do my bookkeeping and tax?
But yes and no.
That's my financials.
This is the curse of modern marketing, right?
Oh, okay.
Because this is a legit, quote unquote, legit way of doing this, right? So when you go to if you're marketing for a firm like Tax, and you're going to get a hold of a email list.
Yeah.
And because you have a business, they're gonna target you because that for one, that information is public. That's not private information. So they're naturally gonna send you inquiries. Say, hey, and this person is actually following the script of marketing, right? They send you an initial email, they follow up, and then they follow up a third time. Okay. So they're doing what seems like a good job. Now, why would you? Of course, when we're talking about bookkeeping and tax, I wouldn't just jump on it.
Yeah.
I would check it out.
Okay.
But what makes this a scam? Except for the fact that I see this thing back over here.
So that's the second one. That's your second story. The idea here is, if I don't solicit a bookkeeper, why would I want to have somebody take over my financial taxes?
They need your business, man.
But wouldn't that just be like a 101 side? I did not ask this person to reach out to me. If I give them the information and I engage them and I give them information to my taxes and bookkeeping, isn't it like a 101 concern for things that happen?
Well, yeah, but again,
so why would I? So I guess this was more of a, you shouldn't do this because I haven't solicited the person.
Okay, so I already have a problem with all this stuff anyway, because when you say, should somebody be reaching out, I'm like, no. I mean, I get crap in my inbox all the time about people trying to sell me stuff.
Okay.
And I don't want your porn.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that what you get all the time?
Well, no, that was just a funny example.
Okay. I don't get very many of those emails, but okay. All right. Search browsing history reminder. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
But this is if you've ever worked in a sales position, which I've had, this is a normal thing to do.
But I would never give my bookkeeping and tax over to somebody.
No, but I'm sure they're hoping that you'll contact them and be like, hey, can I speak to Trina about this bunch of emails that you sent me?
Okay. I just would
because
never
you do
that.
Sound like an OnlyFans girl. Okay.
All right. So here's what I got. This is a little bit of a story. So we're going to talk about that. Have you guys heard about the toll alerts? Has anybody got a text message that you have tolls that are due?
So we covered it the last time, but I was first getting the ones for Florida.
Yep.
And I was the Easy Pass, I think it was what it was called. And I knew immediately, I was like, I haven't left the state.
Okay.
Now I'm getting these ones that are specific to
Washington State Department of Transportation toll alert. Okay.
Yeah.
So
now,
they had you miscalculated originally in Florida. And so now they found out that, oops, we should have actually sent it to you in Seattle area.
And honestly, if I didn't have auto pay on for my toll bill every month, I would have fallen for this.
You would have fallen for this.
Yeah.
All right. So let me tell.
Hey!
Every state in the United States are getting these toll service alerts. Unpaid notice. Our records indicate that you may have unpaid toll violations. And this one says, since we're in the Seattle area, on WSDOT, so Washington State Department of Transportation, please settle your outstanding balance online within 24 hours at the link below. If your payment is not received by the due date, you may face fines, escalating late fee, vehicle registration suspension, DMV, and potential legal action. Now, so let me tell you about a story. So here's a story that we have a listener to our show that reached out to another listener of our show and said, hey, I just wanted to let you take a second to make sure you know about the scam going around. It's usually a text message that says that you owe tolls from like Washington State Good to Go Pass, or if you're in Florida, from the pass that's available there. If you're in Colorado listening, they have their own transportation passes. All of them are 100% fake. Just delete it. As usual, if you question something being legit, close the message or email to go to the other site. Do not ever use a link provided to you in text or email formats. It said, hopefully you have a better day, blah, 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 blah. So this person reached out to this person. Now, the response from this person is what is really concerning to me. It says, yes, we get these all the times and have deleted them. A person's name, I'm going to say Carrie. That's an easy way. Carrie made us aware, and she got one of these and almost paid it, but it wouldn't take her credit card.
No.
After she kept on putting it in. So we figured that it probably was fake. All right. So here is red alert.
I mean, that's a pretty good thing that they applied some scientific theory to it.
So the theory was, since the credit card didn't get immediately charged, I went to the site and I kept on putting in the credit card information and hit enter, and then it didn't work. So then I went back to the same site, put in the credit card information, and it didn't work. Then all of a sudden I thought that maybe it would be a scam, and I looked at my credit card transactions, and thank goodness it didn't charge for it. Now this is 100% what the scam is set up to be. The idea is that it gets your credit card information, has you re-verify it again so they know that it's a valid credit card, and they're not going to charge your credit card immediately. Their idea is to capture thousands and thousands, and they've been very successful in this. Hundreds of thousands of credit cards and individuals have been captured with expiration dates, name, address of the person. The link sends it in. Just because your credit card does not immediately get charged doesn't mean that you're safe on this. What that means is that you fell for the 101 of the scam and you put all your information out there, and now you're going to forget about it. And what's going to happen is you're going to think that you don't have to worry. And lo and behold, in 2 to 3 months from now, you're going to get major charges when you're not paying attention and really diligent about your credit card, and you will be in trouble.
Yeah, that's like that time I went to that show with you and ended up getting a parking scam.
Yep.
You remember that?
Yep.
Fell for a parking scam.
So here we go. So Mike and I went to an event.
Right? Had to
Right?
get a new card the next day.
Yeah. So and there's a place to pay your toll, and then there was this other sign that had a QR code that said "Scan and pay here." So I went to the one that was on the sign at the street, a little bit further up the corner to make sure it was the legit one, and put in my type of deal. There was one right in front of Mike on the parking spot, and he just opened his phone, got the QR code, paid the money, and got scammed. Did you ever get the money back on that though?
It never went through.
It never went through.
But I started noticing there was something wrong with it when I kept getting a different information packet, and I'm like, oh, this is not the right one.
Yep. All right, scam that was there. All right, Odie, you're next up.
So I actually got this email personally.
All right, talk to us about it.
It's your DMV account email confirmation link.
Okay.
And it's from California DMV. Do not reply at dmv.cad.gov. And that's, I was looking at this and I was like, there's no chance that I've ever gotten a California anything. That's the only reason why it stumped me. But please click on the button below to confirm your email to continue your account registration. This link will expire in 10 minutes. By the way, I don't ever read my emails on time, so this was expired like a good few weeks.
A few hours or
If not days.
a good couple days.
Hey,
So-
Odie, tax day is coming up next month.
Let's forget about it. Okay, confirm your email. Click the button, copy this URL, and enter it into your browser. And then they give you the hyperlink. If you have any questions, please call. This email was sent from an unattended mailbox. Please do not respond using the reply button.
All right, did you click on it?
No, why? I sent it to you to
Okay.
click on.
Okay,
So what happened?
So what happens when you click on it is it actually said that you had to renew. It asks you to upload your picture.
Oh, wow.
So to ask you to upload your picture because your current picture that is on file is no longer available to be used. It asks you for your current DMV. It asks you for where you have lived the last 2 times.
So it asks for all this information even though it should already have it?
It should already have it in place.
Mm.
And then what's interesting is it actually sends you to a Google form. So let's
So why would a government... Okay.
So this is the things that you have to think about. Why would a government
Yeah.
not have enough money themselves? Because clearly we have tons of money,
Right. We're
right?
swimming in
To have their own form process, but instead the government, California, as a matter of fact, decided that they're going to use a free Google form instead.
Right.
Again, all these things have to trigger certain alerts in your brain. That why would a government entity that has all this information about me want to use a Google form to have me retake a picture and send it?
You don't even have to go that far. I don't live in California.
Okay.
That's an immediate red flag.
Okay.
That's just, boom, spam.
Maybe they just knew that you were going to move there one day. I don't
Right. Totally.
So
know. I'm just saying,
So they're
you know.
planning ahead.
It's the AI chatbots, and they're now predicting the future.
Okay. All right. You got your next one?
You just have to be like an old grumpy guy like me and be like, just ignore
Okay,
everything.
But, oh, see.
Ignore
okay.
everything?
Yeah, that's the safe way.
That's the safe way.
And if they really...
I don't check my emails.
if
I
they
don't pick
really
up my
are going
phone.
after you, they're going to call you and leave a message and say it's urgent.
Yeah. And then they're going to send you a certified letter.
Well,
Right. I mean,
True.
so there's a couple ways that but the problem is by that time you're like, oh crap, okay, it was real. But then there is a whole bunch of consumer protection now that you just say, hey, I've fallen for a scam,
Yes.
or I don't want to fall for a scam, and you can actually protect yourself by saying that. And I'm sorry, I didn't have verification on what you have.
You reminded me that I have to respond to a jury summons.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Is it a legit one?
It came in the mail.
Okay, that's the mail. The mail actually
It was like with all the other crap that you get in your mail with people trying to sell you stuff that's unsolicited stuff that they're sending you.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Okay.
All right, continuing on.
Are we doing another one?
Well, yeah, do your next one.
Let's see. This is from Sean
Okay.
at apply-sandhconsultants.com
Okay.
at shared1.ccsend.com.
Okay.
That's
A little suspicious there.
Yeah. Hi, Nathan Mumm. Did you receive the application for the business line of credit?
Okay,
I guess you're looking for money so that you can have the bookkeeper earlier.
Take care of
it.
Take care of my books. Right.
Right.
Hi, Nathan Mumm. If your business is looking, this has got a nice little graphics here.
It does. It's really good. And they sent me a DocuSign.
Automatically. Look at
but
that.
it was
Completed DocuSign application that was
Wasn't that
sent.
A big scam, a little
Oh, thank you. There you go, Odie. There was a big
episode, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
we talked about all the type of deal. Now, what's interesting is that they're using Constant Contact, which is a service that you use to send out mass emails. Not that that's necessarily a huge red trigger, but what happens is when you actually call the 1-800 number, I don't want to say their number on the air, but it's 1-800-331-5542. Please call it and be prepared. Very interesting. I would expect that if you have a loan institute, that it probably wouldn't call the number and say the mailbox is full.
I don't know, man. Check this out. You have same day funding, no hard credit check, up to 24 months term, fixed monthly payments, no origination fee, no prepayment penalty, no draw fees, no application fees. And you can apply in minutes and get a decision in seconds.
So it's all free.
What?
So
And you have a video of all these people like talking how cool it is.
yeah,
But here's the thing.
the video isn't even legit on YouTube. It's on some private type of deal. So when you have a video that's on some private server that you've never heard of, that's okay. All right, keep on going, Ani.
If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
It is.
It truly just simple as that.
Are
Like
you
the
sure?
67K in the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But people fall for this stuff. So I know that
you know.
we talk about this as
The Nigerian prince is still alive and well and needs your help.
yeah, and I'm the last heir of the Nigerian
Exactly.
prince. I mean, even this can't even make even Disney movies anymore. But yeah, okay, all right. So I did not fall for it. If you actually
Okay.
click on the link there, it actually goes to a DocuSign.net instead of DocuSign.com. And DocuSign.net has a completely different DocuSign process than I've ever seen before. And all I got
Do you have to put in your credit information?
No. It was just asking me for my name, social security number, and business UBI number.
You know, that's not important.
Because it's there's no fees, so I don't know how they're making any money if they have no originating fees, no fees. You can pay it off early, no credit check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know how they're making money.
I think they do too. They'll be like, well, there's no application fee, but we just need you to deposit $600 into our bank account so we can make sure that when we send you all of the money that you're going to get, that it'll be the same account. All right. Last thing, big PayPal scam that's going on out right now. And it's using real emails because PayPal made a mistake. So how did the scam begin? PayPal introduced a gift address feature designed to give users more flexibility in shipping to multiple addresses. So instead of changing your shipping address every time you buy something, you can now add extra addresses for deliveries. It's a very useful feature, especially when sending gifts or having a purchase delivered somewhere else without manually updating your account settings. But unfortunately, scammers have turned this into a phishing scam. Scammers are now exploiting this new gift address feature by abusing its automated email system. This allows you to send out notifications that are completely real. You may receive an email from PayPal saying that there's a new address that's been added and that you need to confirm an expensive purchase you supposedly made. Of course, it's always fake. You didn't add a new address that you remembered, and ordering and receiving a MacBook or a PlayStation probably means that you would have paid for that device instead of having it arrive freely. Now, the scam works really simple by the user actually sending out an email from service@paypal.com. Spam filters don't detect this because it's a legitimate email address. What happens next? Well, what happens is that you actually get sent into the large distribution list that you can create on here, and it gets sent out to many different areas with fake addresses. So all of a sudden, the hacker then asks you to confirm your address. When you put in your authorized address, it then has that now fixed in the system of knowing that that is a valid address to send to. Now, how to protect yourself? Very, very simply. Let's take a look at this. No legitimate company will ask you to install remote access software to fix an account issue. If this happens, hang up. So what will happen is you actually get a paypal.com login. When you actually call the number to check into this, you get a call center from India or some other location that has a massive call center. And what they're going to want to do is they're going to want to make sure that your two-factor authentication is set up because they don't want you to fall for a scam. Since you don't know how to set up your two-factor authentication, they'll actually remote in and take care of it all as a part of PayPal's service. As soon as they get access to your account or your machine by remote logging in, they immediately fill your computer with back-end attachments that will then go in and keylog all of your transactions on the internet, on your computer, so that they can then log in as yourself and take your money. So pay attention.
Beekeeper.
Yeah, that's if you haven't
Get the
seen
Beekeeper.
If you haven't watched the movie of Beekeeper, that should be a 101 for everybody that listens to our show. Please watch. And they're coming out with Beekeeper too. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they'll get some of these other scams. All right, that was it for our letter segment. Now we're going to go to Mike's mesmerizing moment. Welcome to Mike's mesmerizing moment. What does Mike have to say today? All right, Mike, here's my question for you. With our letter segment, why do humans fall for these outright lies or scams so often?
Because we're dumb.
Is it?
No, it's okay. They're basically taking advantage of our survival instinct, and that's when you can enact a survival instinct in a human being, that will often go right through the prefrontal cortex. It'll keep us from thinking about it,
Okay.
right? So one of these ways is by initiating a fear tactic, right?
Okay. Yeah.
We saw it in yours. We saw it we've seen this over and over again where it says immediately,
Yep.
or if you don't, this will happen. It creates a fear response, and the minute we activate that, and because we're sitting around basically kind of like, it's called homeostasis. We're not really paying attention. We're allowing that trigger in the back of our brains to overthink it, and we just do it.
Okay.
We're like, oh crap, I have to take care of this toll, right?
Okay.
Unless you're like old like me and be like, okay, well, great. Who cares if I owe you money? Get the hell out of here. Another way is that we simply have so much information coming in that we're trying to respond to that we do it as a matter of habit.
All right.
Those are two reasons right there.
Those are the two reasons right there.
Well,
Okay.
it's a little bit more nuanced than that, but those are two of the reasons.
Okay. Well, I just hope that people, it's just getting worse right now. You know what? Our government got rid of a whole bunch of individuals. We talked about this. Nick has talked about this. That used to protect our government from all these spam and social media attacks. And so I don't know if you've noticed it, but I have definitely noticed that they are on the rise. I've gotten a whole bunch more callers calling me with fake people that I've never called about than I've ever had. And so right now, I would say as a country and as a listener to Tech Time Radio, be very, very diligent in making sure that you're checking stuff, because everything is kind of at a high rise right now of coming through. It's very easy now for these scammers to come through. There's no real
just don't
retaliation or anything that's going on.
Don't immediately respond to anything. I mean, I know it might irritate your boss, so maybe you want to prioritize those, but everything else, just don't immediately respond. Think it through.
That makes sense. All right. Thanks for that mesmerizing moment. Now would be a great time, because we're going to take a commercial break to try a little whiskey on the side, as we're going to be doing so also. You're listening to Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm. See you in a few minutes.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, so you know what? We need people to start liking our social media pages.
If you like our show, if you really like us, we could use your support on patreon.com.
Or is it Patreon? I think it's Patreon.
Okay, Patreon. If you really like us, you can.
And you say I'm the English guy?
Patreon.com.
I butcher the English language?
You butcher the English language.
Okay, so it's
all the time.
It's patreon.com.
Patreon.com. If you really like our show, you can subscribe to patreon.com and help us out.
Oh, and you can visit us on that Facebook platform. You know, the one that Zuckerberg owns?
The one that we always bag on?
Yeah, you can. We're on Facebook too.
Yeah, like us on Facebook.
Do you know what our Facebook page is?
Tech Time Radio.
At Tech Time Radio.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a trend here.
It seems to be that there's a trend, and that's Tech Time Radio.
Or you can even Instagram with us.
And that's at Tech Time Radio.
That's at Tech Time Radio. Or you can find us on TikTok.
And it's Tech Time Radio.
It's at Tech Time Radio.
Like and subscribe to our social media.
Like us today. We need you to like us.
Like us and subscribe. That's it?
That's it. That's that simple.
And now, let's look back at this week in technology.
All right, we're going to March 26, 1976, the first computer convention. Now, the first annual World Altar Computer Convention took place at the Airport Marina Hotel in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The Altar 880 was recognized as the world's first popular microcomputer, marking the emergence of personal computers. Developed by the MITS, or the MITS as the name was called, which is based in Albuquerque. This convention also noted for being the first major event dedicated to microcomputers or personal computers. Over 700 people attended from 46 states and 7 countries. The following day of this event, during the opening address, a young Bill Gates delivered a talk about software privacy. Well, that was This Week in Technology. If you ever wanted to have some tech time history with over 230 plus weekly broadcasts spanning our 4+ years, you can visit and get videos, podcasts, and blog information at techtimeradio.com and watch our older shows. We're going to take a commercial break now. When we return, we have the Mumble Whiskey review by Odie instead of Mark. We'll see you after the break.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. Story Coffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our Medium Roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at storycoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at storycoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
The segment we've been waiting all week for. Mark's Whiskey Mumble.
All right.
All
Hi,
right,
Mark.
gentlemen. Do you know what we're celebrating today on March 25th?
What are we celebrating?
Mark's not here day? No.
Bed in for Peace Day.
What is that?
You don't know what that
Bed
is?
in for Peace Day?
So you sleep all day?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm pretty sure it's something a little bit more active than that.
Okay. Is it really?
Bed in for Peace Day is an innovative, nonviolent way of expressing protest against wars. It was first used 53 years ago by John Lennon and his wife Yoko Ono. As newlyweds, this couple used this method to protest the ongoing Vietnam War. It was their way of peacefully voicing against the atrocities of war and promoting peace. This style of protest gave birth to many such protests in the future, where people would lie down in front of government institutions and would not vacate unless their demands were met.
Okay.
So,
So is it lie down, or is it that you just stay in bed all day?
well, in Yoko Ono's and John Lennon's case, it was that they stayed in bed all day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what led to Pornhub.
Oh my god!
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Anyway,
I can tell where Mike's getting his emails from it now. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about the whiskey.
so Mark is not in studio today as he is still in bed protesting a lot of things right now,
Uh-oh.
not the least of which is having a single malt on today. So the following review is brought to you by Whiskey Chris.
Okay. We like
Plus,
whiskey, Chris.
This is his bottle, so
All right.
thank you to him. For the nose, it has raspberries, plum, caramel, sweet oak, cocoa, and a graham cracker crust.
Mm.
The palate is black currants, more raspberry, blonde roast coffee, little bit spicy, and a lemon meringue pie. The finish is a sweet port that keeps going, chocolate-covered strawberries, whoppers, and medium to long finish. The mouthfeel is slightly thin. Other thoughts? As a port lover, this is fantastic and shows what influence it can have to boost up the malt forward single malts. It's not overly sweet or hot, despite the proof. Drinks way below the proof.
It does. I do think it does.
I don't think we've ever had a whiskey on here where they put Whoppers in it.
Well,
I think that's pretty cool.
that is pretty
Yeah.
good. You know, Chris, maybe Chris should be. Maybe it should be Chris.
I'd
Chris
love
Mumbles.
to see this man in person.
I met him. He's a great guy.
Okay.
All right. So, I'm enjoying this actually. So at 120 proof, man, I could
Yeah,
get
you
through
are
a lot.
enjoying it, yeah.
I could get through a lot of this.
Apparently, I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would.
Are you all out too?
Would you?
Oh, I'm done. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
hold it for the pick of the day.
Okay.
But you got to remember, this is $50
All right.
for 750 milliliters.
Yeah,
This
that's
totally
right.
this is right on.
It's
This is right
it's got
on
a cork
Nathan's.
top.
I know.
Yeah, this is right
It's
on
in
Nathan's.
the wheelhouse.
That's
Yep.
right. All right. Okay. Well, you know
All
what?
right.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Chris. Let's
Thank
move
you.
on now to our technology fail of the week.
We are out of time. Congratulations. You're a failure.
Oh. I failed, did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
All right. Our technology fail comes to us this week from TikTok. Have you heard about the chubby filter?
Oh my God, this is crazy.
That's right. A viral filter, which made people appear overweight, has been removed from TikTok. Known as the chubby filter, the artificial intelligence AI took a photo of a person and edited their appearance to look as if they had put on weight. I mean, and it was not minor weight. It was at least 100+ pounds weight that they put on these pictures. Many people had shared their before and after images on the platform with jokes about how differently they looked. However, others said that it was a form of body shaming and should not be permitted. TikTok said the filter had been uploaded by CapCut, which is separate from TikTok, But if you actually know anything about CapCut, it's actually owned by ByteDance, which owns TikTok. So they're actually, they do everything together. So I don't know why they were trying to say that other than, oh, sorry, we didn't mean to do that. Dr. Emma Beckett, a food and nutrition scientist, said that this was a huge step backwards in the term of weight stigma. The fear of weight gain contributes to eating disorders and body dissatisfaction. It fuels toxic diet cultures, making people obsess over food and exercise in unhealthy ways and opening them up to scam products and fad diets. All the images and filters have become a commonplace on TikTok and quickly accepted by many, including the Generation Zs and Millennials that enjoy remembering Snapchat filters.
See how awesome AI is?
Yeah, but filters like this, though, seem to be damaging everyone's mental health. All right, we're going to head out to our last commercial break. When we return, we have a Nathan Nugget and our pick of the day. So sit back, raise a glass. You're listening to Tech Time Radio with Nathan and Mumm.
How to See a Man About a Dog. It combines darkly comic short stories, powerful poems, and pulp fiction prose to create a heartbreaking and hilarious journey readers will not soon forget. Read How to See a Man About a Dog, collected writings, for free with Kindle Unlimited. Ebook available on Kindle, print copies available on Amazon The Bookpository, and more.
This is your Nugget of the Week.
All right, we talked about this at the beginning of our prediction shows. Remember when we said we thought that most of the satellite phone or most phones will be using satellite? Well, Verizon now has a free satellite messaging service available for all that have the recent Pixel and Galaxy phones. Verizon previously announced the satellite messaging service is now available to owners of some Android smartphones. The company said that at no extra charge to Verizon customers, if you have a Google Pixel 9 or a Samsung Galaxy S25 series phone, you can take advantage of this. Now, the service allows people to send and receive text messages via satellite when they're outside of cellular range. Recipients can be on any network or any device. The new feature is different than the satellite SOS feature built in some of the new iPhones and devices. This is allowing you, if you're outside of the Verizon coverage map, to look to the sky and send text messages. Now, no video chats are available on top of your mountaintop, so you can only send them text message. But I guess the race to 5G has now turned into more of a space race these days, with everybody moving to satellite possibilities. So I don't think you have Verizon as your carrier. Do you have Verizon as your carrier?
No, I have neither Verizon nor a Galaxy.
Okay, all right. So, but if you did have Verizon and you had a Galaxy now, if you want to go up and mountain climbing or in the middle of no man's land and you can at least see the sky, you can shoot up to a satellite and send a text message to anybody for any reason.
You can, yeah, maybe we can send a toll.
Was that? A toll message up on the top of the mountains. There you go. Right. All right. Well, now let's move on to our pick of the day whiskey tasting.
And now our pick of the day for our whiskey tastings. Let's see what bubbles to the top.
All right. Again, we're drinking from the Virginia Distilling Company, a Virginia and Scotland blend, classified as a finished American single malt, aged 5+ years, going for $50 and 120 proof. What do y'all give it?
Oh, well, Mike, we'll start with you.
I'm pretty sure I know what Nathan's going to say.
Well, I'm absolutely giving it a thumbs up, but what are you going to say?
I'm going to give it a thumbs up too. It's very good. I don't know that I would have it on a shelf or anything.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure out how to get this on the shelf for $50, and for the proof here. Man, your days can be just beautiful.
Yeah, you could bet in.
I have 2 kids that are getting married all in the same year right now, so I need to take as much alcohol as possible. So
yeah, you already did.
Well, thank you, Chris. They gave it a thumbs up, and so did you. So
okay, Chris liked it too.
Yeah.
See, Mark would not have liked this, I don't think.
No, I think that's what he said earlier.
Yeah. Mark doesn't like 100% whatever this is.
All right. You know what? We want to thank everybody for being a part of our show. Listeners, we want to hear from you. Visit us at techtimeradio.com. Click on the Be a Caller and ask us a technology question in our TalkBack recording system. You can always stay connected by signing up to our Facebook groups and our Blue Sky account. Just search for Tech Time Radio. From all of us at Tech Time Radio, remember, the science of tomorrow starts with the technology of today. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on Tech Time Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. we recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.